Hello, ladies. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be bringing to you another wig hat. I like doing them, so I'm gonna bring one, especially when I bring a different type of hair. Today I will be using the Q Milky Way Human Hair Master Mix Shortcut Series Beach Curls 3-piece. Say 1B, 1B and ombre, 1B ombre with a little burgundy. So it's OMRD. Here we go. This is the hair that we're going to be making. Yes, I'm looking at it like you. It's three different, if you notice, it's three different colors. It's like three different reds or burgundies. This one's brighter, duller. Yeah, so that's what you're seeing. It's not off from the camera. So if you think it's a little glitch, it's not. It is what you see. Three different colors. So that should be cute and interesting. So that means, you can either put the lighter one on the bottom or the darkest one on top. So, I don't know. Let me see. Which way you want to go? Which way should we go? We should go. Yes, go with the darkest one first. Mix it. So we'll see. We'll see how we work this out. They all come with hair nets. Try not to tear the hair net too much because these are the curls, and you want to make sure you put the hair net back on the hair when I finish making the hat. So and today, remember when I say when I come back and do it, I was going to be using the glue gun. So yes, we're going to be using the glue gun today. All right, we got our glue gun ready. Put just a little bit right there. Come right around the tip. So I always put it right there first. Let it hold, because you know if you pull back, you'll see the white friction. So if I have any little pieces of glue, I kind of just pull those off. So I'm just going along the track, trying to stay as neat as possible. And then what I do is when I get right here to the end, I move my glue gun around to stop that glue from attaching. I hold it there for a second. Take my little trusty scissors. I'm gonna turn her a little bit more, and I measured it out just on point. I didn't even pay attention to that, but I did. And since I cut it right there, I'm just gonna make sure that I take a little notch of glue right there to make sure I close it up. What should I do? 1, 1, 1. I should do like that, so that the curls are like blended together. Put this hair not together. put the glue right here at the tip. I just start a little bit, just so once I get the first hold, and I rub my glue right here on the tip, stop some of that dragging of the glue. Put it right here on top. I try to go right above the last track. I move it right here. See how I move my glue? And it stops that dragging of the glue. I'll make sure I go right above the last track. Get there, and I push. You hold it for a few seconds. This is where I want to stop right there at the tip, so I'm going to make sure I cut it right here. See how when you pull off, when you pull back, you see the white part of the glue. So all you do is just add, that's because you loosened it up before it was ready to adhere. So all you do is add some more glue, and then it goes right back on. And just hold it. That's what I mean by, you see the white stuff before it's dry. Now we're going to go into the deeper red. Remember, this has 3 colors, so we're going to use 1, 1, 1, like blend it, so it like mixes in. So, cause at first I was just going to do it all together, but you know, I think it will come out better that way. And I noticed, like I did one yesterday with the glue gun, but I didn't videotape, but I did use about 3 glue sticks. So I noticed it took me 3 glue sticks. So I pay attention to the rows that I'm doing. And then I turn the other side, and I'm going to do 3 rows over here. I'm going to start off with the darker color again. And I'm watching my first row the way I turn the track, because the track has the, you know, if you look at your tracks, it has the loose frizzy hairs that's on the inside. So if I put it like this, when I flip it over, the smooth side will be the side that's against the face, and that's what I want. I don't want the little frizzy hairs being on a make sure you push that down, measure, and cut. And make sure so you can see what I'm doing. See the little string of the glue? So I make sure I push it. See how my hand's pushing the glue in? So I'm pushing here. I'm just going right along the track. Mind you, this glue is hot, so you want to make sure that you don't try not to get it on your fingers, because it burned for a second, but you'll be okay. But you don't want to get burned at all. How about that? I'm going right here. What's the back? I'm using this color. Again, right at the tip. You always want to start at your tip so you get a secure hold first. You see, I'm taking it all the way over to the ridge of the brim so that some will fall right here and be as close as possible to the face. Then I'm gonna measure this out right here, and then I'll cut. So I'm squirting the glue, trying to stay right on the track, and then I take and I turn it around like that. Less cleanup. See, no stragglies of the glue. And make sure that you come around, just come around right on the edge of the last track that you did. Try to be as consistent and as close as possible so you can get as much hair as possible. Now I'm coming with the darker red. Again. Hold it right there. I'm placing it right above the other track. No room, just right above it. Not on it, but above it. I want it to be as close as possible. And then I come around and I measure and I cut. Again, I turn. So hopefully you can see. I come here and I go straight. The glue look like it's about to fall. Just make sure you put it right up there on the track. Level right there. I'm pulling the track taut so that I don't have to push down too hard so the glue doesn't seep up. So that's why I'm pulling it as hard as possible. Then I see how I touch it and a little bit of glue come up. So then I just hold it for a second. If you don't want it on your hand, have you a pair of scissors, a pencil, any type of instrument, but you just want to push it down. It don't take long to stick. No time at all. My other piece of glue is in there, but it's like right there, so when you push down, it's not pushing all the way. So then I just go ahead and use this stick. And because I have to push this stick down to push the other one, I'm just going to lay it directly above the track. I went back because I wanted that little corner piece to turn directly on to the little plastic part of the cap. It's not going to bother it. It's like right there, like as if you was tucking it under. So that's what I'm doing. So as you see, I got 3 sides. I want to do it all the way till I get up to here. I need to take a track around here. So I'm going again. Altogether total so far, I laid 6 tracks on each side. And I pull tightly around. And I just hold it. Try to minimize pushing, tongue tied, pushing down on the track itself so the white glue part doesn't adhere to my hand or come up. So try to avoid as much as possible. Make it look as neat as possible. Especially when you're doing it for someone. So, and as you see, the curls nice and full. And I mixed it. I mixed them in so it blends. So now we're back to this color, and I'm come on top of this one like a U, upside down U. Come right on top. Actually, let me see. I measure it where I want it to come. Right there. Make sure double check. I want it to come right on over. Then I'm gonna take and I'm gonna measure a piece off this one, this color, to come right on top. Then I'll do the same for the red one. Measure this color on top of this one. So you want to make sure that you lay them down correctly. Now here come what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to get a piece of tissue. I'm going to lay this track down. Make sure it's the way I want it to show. I put the glue on top of that one. Now I'm going to lay this one right on top of that glue. So that when I go on top of that circle, I'm just going one time. And then I'm going to come on top of it one more time. Make sure it don't stick to the paper. Last thing we want. See how it turns white from touching this? I try not to touch it because I don't want it looking like that. Then just pick it off while it's still kind of soft, because once it get hard, you can't get it. And I'm gonna come on top of this color. The red one. Take it on down. As you see all them strings of glues. It's all right. And again, just pick off any white. I'll vacuum the floor when I'm finished. I don't want that white sitting there hard like that. It will be covered up by the next track, but try to take as much off as possible. All right. So then now, say I got the 3 colors already together, which made it easier. So now all I got to do is come across right here on the back. When you touch it, it turns white. Trying to avoid some of that, but sometimes you can't because you have to press down because you need it to adhere to the item you want it to stick to. So you definitely have to work it. All right, we're coming to a close. Now what I'm doing, after I done put the track up in here, what I'm doing is adding now what I have left. Just measure it out. I'm just coming around. I'm gonna make sure I go down in that little gap. Always just pull out any little glues that you see that may lay on the hair. You don't want it to sit there too long. Oh shoot, see how I pulled that off? All right, but you want to make sure that's adhere to that. All right, so I got another piece of track. What I'm doing is now this one's longer, but I'm just gonna take it straight on as far as it will reach. Add one more piece of track, which will cover everything. This is the piece of track, another piece of track that I have left. I just want to balance it all the way out so I get a smooth track coming across the top. Try not to do too many spaces. Come as far as I can. And balance that up. Now you see the white up here. That's because I lifted up and I was adding the track. I'll try to pull that off before it gets too hard. I have one track left, and I'm going to take this all the way around so I get a smooth canvas straight around, so that inside the cap you don't see different layers of tracking going around. So you always want to make sure you have one track left that's going to make it a smooth run. I want to make sure I let that track dry completely before I try to lift it to add another piece, because I don't want the white part of the glue like you see here on top of this part of the track, because this is the final track. So you want to make sure that you have all that in there together. And this is me just pulling the track taut so that I don't press down on the track and then the glue doesn't come. So I'm just going to hold it there. And this one pack, I wanted to make sure it was full because you want the curls to be nice and full. Now see, this comes all the way around to here. So I'll make sure that I'm cutting it right about here. So let me turn it around so I can measure it. So I don't want to take it all the way up in there. So you definitely want it to stop here. So I'll make sure that I cut it here. And actually on this cap, I use 4 glue sticks. This is my 4th glue stick and it's running down now. And actually I have the smaller glue stick. I have the smaller glue stick. So if I had a large one, it'd probably be something different, but this is a small one. You see, I'm gonna hold the hair to hold it there. I just wanted to stay. Take this off some. So you see how it comes around with that final track. I don't want to touch that because I don't want that white part to come up. That looks nice and full. Any little stragglies, make sure you just cut those off. And there we have it. And I pulled it off. And we just take the cap and flip it inside out. Turn it back around to its natural state. What I'm doing is that on the outside of the cap, I saw some glue. So what I did was heat my glue gun back up. And I'm not putting no glue on it, but I'm letting the heat melt the glue that I saw. Because remember when I told you that when you want to try to get it before it turns too white. So when you can't get it fast enough, you just heat the glue gun back up and it loosens it up, and then you can tuck it. See how I squeeze it? You don't want to squeeze it too hard because you don't want it to get. And then I squeeze a little bit glue down in there and turn it back over. I'm just removing any white glue that I see by rubbing the tip of my heating glue over there, over top of the glue, to loosen it up so I can pull it off, so it can look as seamless as possible. See how I move my hand up there and it turns it white? And I try to pick it as best possible. I just go back on top of it and just let it dry. And here we have it. Let me snap her up. Now I noticed like when the hats, and when I put her on the mannequin, what I do is I'll trim up some of the curls so it'll be coming evenly around here, because you know that you come across the little hump up top, which shortens the hair from the sides. So what I'll do is I'll put it on the mannequin, and then I do an asymmetrical cut coming down so it looks like it's supposed to be like that, like a bob. So my ends, that's why I focused on my ends coming this way, making sure my ends were down, so that when I cut it, I'm gonna cut it asymmetrical. Just come here and coming down to where it comes like a bob, and you have the front. All right, here we go. Finished product. Cat wig. And turn around so you can see. I think I got something right here. Might be a little something right there. I get that. Whatever that is, you can see. All right, there we have it. There we have it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.